Imagine a quiet Christmas Eve in 1960, when a small town in Tennessee was suddenly thrust into the most mysterious event it had ever seen. Strange lights in the sky, a terrifying alien encounter, and an unforgettable Christmas night that left locals questioning everything. Is it a UFO? A creature from another world? Stay with us as we dive deep into one of the most baffling Christmas mysteries ever recorded. It was Christmas Eve, 1960, in the quiet town of Harris, Tennessee. The town, with its simple charm and small-town values, was usually bustling with holiday cheer. The streets were adorned with twinkling lights, and homes were warm, filled with the aroma of freshly baked cookies and pine from the Christmas trees that decorated every living room. The air was crisp, cold, but festive as families prepared for the joyful occasion of Christmas morning. However, that evening, something was different. Something was out of place in Harris. Little did the townspeople know, they were about to experience a night that would change their town forever. A night that would spark debates, theories, and ultimately fuel a mystery that no one could explain. Around 9:30 p.m., the town was blanketed by a fresh layer of snow, and families were nestled indoors, enjoying the warmth of the holiday. The evening had settled into a peaceful lull when a few sharp-eyed residents began to notice something odd in the sky. It started as a strange light, a flicker far in the distance, hovering above the tree line just beyond the town. At first, people thought it was just the reflection of holiday lights bouncing off clouds, but soon, that assumption vanished. The lights began to change, shifting colors rapidly, and moved in erratic, unnatural patterns. They didn't follow the smooth arc of an aircraft or the steady glide of a star, they darted, zigzagged, and hovered in ways that defied the laws of nature. They seemed to pulse, almost as if they were aware of the people below. As the minutes passed, more and more residents began to peer out their windows. Their curiosity grew as they witnessed the bizarre lights, some with confusion, others with an unsettling sense of fear. In the town's small square, a group of people gathered outside the diner, pointing towards the sky, whispering to each other about the strange phenomena they were witnessing. Was it a plane? A weather balloon? Or something far more mysterious? But nothing could prepare them for what happened next. At approximately 10:15 p.m., as the glowing lights in the sky seemed to draw closer, a chilling new development took place. One of the town's residents, an elderly man named Henry Woods, was walking home from the late service at the church when he saw something, or rather, someone, that froze him in place. Henry described the figure as a tall, thin being, seemingly humanoid in shape, but with features that were anything but human. The creature stood on the edge of the town, near the dense forest that bordered the town's edge. It had a strange, translucent skin that shimmered in the moonlight, reflecting the eerie light from above. Its eyes were large and black, entirely devoid of any visible whites, and its body seemed almost skeletal, with long, unnaturally elongated limbs. Henry's heart raced as he stood frozen, unsure whether he should approach or run. He did neither. The creature simply stood there, unmoving, its black eyes seemingly locked onto him, as if it knew he was watching. There was an aura of profound silence around it, as though the usual sounds of nature and night had been swallowed up by its presence. For what felt like an eternity, Henry couldn't take his eyes off the figure. He felt a strange compulsion to approach, but something deep inside him screamed to run. His legs, however, felt paralyzed. His gaze never broke away from the creature, until, without warning, it turned and disappeared into the woods, vanishing into the dark forest like a shadow. Henry's encounter was the first, but far from the last. As the night wore on, more people in Harris began to witness similar strange phenomena. The glowing lights continued to hover above the town, circling slowly. But what truly terrified them was the realization that they weren't just seeing lights in the sky, they were seeing movement within the town itself. Some reported hearing low humming sounds as if something was flying low above the houses. Others swore they saw more figures lurking in the shadows, their outlines barely visible against the snow-covered ground. Around midnight, the town sheriff, Malcolm Harris, yes, the town was named after him, received several calls from worried residents. The reports were the same: strange lights in the sky, unsettling figures in the woods. But Sheriff Harris was skeptical. He had been in law enforcement for over 2 decades, and he had seen his fair share of unusual things, but he had never encountered anything like this. Initially, he believed the townsfolk had simply been caught up in the excitement of the holiday season, and their minds were playing tricks on them. However, when he arrived at the site where Henry Woods had first encountered the strange being, his skepticism began to waver. There were, indeed, strange footprints in the snow, which appeared to lead into the woods. The prints were unlike any animal tracks he had ever seen, much larger, more rounded, almost human in appearance but clearly not human. They seemed to disappear abruptly, as though the creature had simply vanished into thin air. The sheriff and his deputy spent the next few hours combing the woods, but they found no trace of the creature, or of anything else that could explain what had happened. The lights continued to glow in the distance, but as quickly as they appeared, they vanished at dawn. By Christmas morning, the town of Harris was in a state of confusion. The morning sun had risen, casting a golden glow on the town, but the events of the night before seemed like a strange, unsettling dream. People were hesitant to talk about what they had seen. Some were sure they had witnessed something out of this world, while others tried to rationalize it as a mass hallucination or a simple hoax. The idea of an alien visitation was something too far-fetched to even consider. The sheriff, after consulting with nearby law enforcement and even a few experts in the area, decided to remain silent about the events. The town's Christmas spirit had already been tainted by the strange occurrences, and he didn't want to further disrupt the peace. Yet, the mystery of that night lingered in the air, and even as years went by, it became an unforgettable story, the story of Christmas 1960, when something from the stars came to visit Harris, Tennessee. As decades passed, the story of the Christmas alien encounter in Harris became part of local folklore. New generations of children would listen to the story of the mysterious lights in the sky and the strange creature in the woods, told with both awe and fear by those who had lived through that unforgettable night. Some believed it was proof that we were not alone in the universe. Others dismissed it as a fantastical tale. But for the people of Harris, the Christmas of 1960 remained a mystery that no one could explain, an enigma that would haunt them for years to come. The truth of what happened that night, the truth about the strange lights and the creature in the woods, remains one of the town's greatest unsolved mysteries, a legend that continues to captivate the imagination of all who hear it. If you found this story as unbelievable as we did, don't forget to hit the like button, share this mystery with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more true, mind-blowing tales from the unknown. And, let us know in the comments, do you think the people of Harris encountered aliens on that fateful Christmas night? We can't wait to hear your thoughts.